I didn't have any money, didn't have anything to bring when Pastor Jason was here. I knew I needed to bring something. And I'm like, what can I bring, Lord? The Lord's like, bring the Nintendo Switch. I'm like, doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to bring a Nintendo Switch to Pastor Jason. Well, months later at the women's conference, I heard Pastor Jennifer take the stage, and she had mentioned Pastor Debbie. And I'd been touched in the meetings in Tampa, and so months had went by, and just the mention of her name, and I all of a sudden remembered the testimony. Everything came back to me, and I was like, wow, I need to sow that Nintendo Switch. So I did, and then long story short, that was on a little kid's wish list that he's been believing God for months. Pastor Jason's son. He's been believing for it for months. So that happened, and then just recently, and I don't think it's a coincidence, financially it's been a struggle because of work and everything else that I got going on in my life. And I don't think it's a struggle that when you came, that certain things started to break through for me. So I filled out the application a day before you came. The next day I had an interview. The next day I got hired. And just right back to back to back. And it hit me so hard because I'm doing less work, I'm earning more money, and I know that's God's plan for my life. And so just with that, I got so, and then the meetings too, it just hit me. The fire of God hit me like it used to. You know, when you go through financial, when you go through financial stuff, it's kind of like, God, come on, where are you? What do I got? But it's like, what do I got to do? What do you need me to do? You know, and you gotta kind of go through it. When that had happened to me the next day, so I got the call that, hey, you're hired, and I go to the weight room, and I'm like, took my pre-workout, I'm ready to go, I gotta get my lift in before everything's going on, and I get to the weight room, and I am getting hit, and I'm like, oh man. So in between my sets, I am holding, I'm a cry, in this public gym. So I had to go into the back room. I had to leave out into rooms because I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna cry. And I was texting Pastor, I was like, Pastor, I probably look crazy right now. I'm texting my fiance. I'm like, and finally, in between sets, I'm doing my upright rows with dumbbells, and I'm like, oh no. And I go to the back room, and I just drop to my knees and just start crying in this public gym. It's just, just so good, and I don't think it's a coincidence, that you're here and that this financial breakthrough would happen.
Hallelujah.